I love how Donald Trump is mediocre at pretty much everything, including coming up with nicknames for people. And yet he seems so proud of himself when it comes to these nicknames.
So proud.
Crooked Hillary, Lion Ted. Like, he's
Marco.
just, everything that he attempts to do leads to mediocre results. And he's so proud of himself.
Very proud.
No, well, look, let's be clear about two things. One, he's a child. And so, like, a fifth grader would barely be proud of Crooked Hillary. It's not in any way clever.
No.
It's not a turn of phrase.
Yeah.
It's just like a mediocre slur.
Yeah.
That's all it is, right? So you're absolutely right about that. But to be fair, it has not had mediocre results. It has had, at least in the Republican primary, excellent results. Tremendous. He was winning with those fourth grade taunts, because you're right, there was a study that showed that he speaks like a fourth grader, literally. Okay, now, but that goes to my point that I make about politics all the time, which is it's not that complicated. You need strength and you need message control. You know, and I've talked about the other aspects of it, but that is super, super important.
Yeah.
So you go, okay, that person is crooked. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to call her crooked 1,000 times until people go, oh, okay, I guess that's her problem is that she's crooked. Yeah. It's already working, let alone what they're going to think by the time they get to November.
There are weapons of mass destruction. There are weapons of mass destruction. There are weapons of mass
That's
destruction.
right.
Yeah.
There are weapons of mass. Oh, there are weapons of mass destruction. So
Yeah.
it
And who is
becomes
Marco?
a truth.
He's little Marco.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, one more. Don't put up this tweet.
And by the way, just sorry, you know, you mentioned little Marco there. That's why I wanted to say he takes a kernel of something and he doesn't put any clever twist on it, but he pounces on it. Because what was Marco? What did I used to say about Marco Rubio?
He's a boy.
He's a boy.
You
And he
know-
called him little Marco, independently of me constantly saying he's a boy.
Maybe not independently.
Maybe not. You know, he's such a troll, Donald Trump is. There's some chance he's leaving comments on our YouTube videos. Okay, up at 3 a.m.,
Yeah,
right?
certainly tweeted.
And so, and Ted Cruz, like one of his problems was that he was dishonest. Lying Ted. It's not complicated.
You know what?
Hillary Clinton, corruption is kind of an issue for her. Crooked Hillary.
Low energy Jeb.
That's
what?
why I say they're kind of effective.
Okay, I stand corrected. Actually, it's a really smart move on his part. Because it's mediocre to us because we're looking for things that are clever. We're looking for some ounce of intelligence. But when you really think about it, if you want to drive a message home, you simplify it as much as possible, right? So people don't have to do any thinking whatsoever. You simplify and you repeat over and over again. And that's what he's done, and it has worked. So I'm wrong. I stand corrected.
You know, Gene Simmons, I once ran into him in a green room before a TV appearance we were going to do. It's lead singer of Kiss, I think. I know he's in Kiss. I don't know what they do. Anyway, he's like,
Sing.
he basically said to me, and I actually appreciated this. He didn't say it with any mean-spiritedness. He's like, kid, what are you, stupid with this name Cenk Uygur that nobody can say?
Uh-huh.
And keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. And he said, his real name's not Gene Simmons. It's like a complicated Jewish name. And he's like, no. We're going to make that Gene Simmons and we're going to move on with our life. And you know what we're going to call the band? Kiss. Right? He's like, you're supposed to keep it simple. He's like, why? You're in the media business. And in the media business, it's already hard enough to get attention. So when you have someone's attention, get to your point, make that point right away, and then make it over and over and over again. It's as if he was channeling Donald Trump. So in that way, I don't know that it qualifies as smart, but it does qualify as effective.